Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
It's here. It's here. Good morning. Happy Tuesday after Labor Day, opening week of the NFL and the Birds. We have finally made it through the summer wilderness, and this is it, baby. Football has begun. We had college over the weekend. Of course, now it gets real. What a week we got in store. Kickoff of the NFL Thursday, Chiefs-Ravens. And then we got our Friday night Eagles-Brazil. This is going to be incredible. Incredible week to start a season. Welcome to the Anthony Gargano Show, presented by Rite Aid. Don't forget, get your local Rite Aid. Stock up on allergy relief. Catch up on immunizations for RSV, shingles, and more. Walk in, schedule a vaccine appointment at riteaid.com. Well, this is it. This is what we wait for. I want you guys to cherish the week and cherish the season. I know we're all, Super Bowl, but take it from an old guy. Take it from someone that, like you guys, we live for this stuff. This is where you want to cherish every day. We are entering the great time of the year, the greatest time of the year for me. My favorite, September, October, November, December. Like now through the holidays is the greatest time. We have all four sports about to be in confluence soon. Obviously, all the football you want, the Birds. It's just the perfect time. So take it slow, enjoy it, savor it like a good meal. Savor the thing. It's going to be special. And the gift of the Eagles, and I was just talking to Johnny Marks about this, the gift of the Eagles is that they give you the gift of relevance. And we have a big NFL Eagles preview that we're going to be doing. Bo Wolf and Zach Berman and Les Bowen and the guys. And we're doing this thing. We're going to drop it either tomorrow or Thursday. We're still figuring it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. But one of the stories I'm writing is relevance, is the gift of relevance. And the Eagles, once again, go into a season with incredible expectations. And really the gift is hope and relevance. It's not like you're looking, all right, can they win in 8, 9, 10 games? Can they make the playoffs? In reality, they're a 6-7 win team. And then midway through the season, you're rooting for losses so you can root for draft picks, right? The Eagles haven't had that. We have had, honestly, if you look over the last 25 years, it's been one great season after another of hope, right? I know only one's resulted in a Super Bowl, but they've been the bad years very few and far between. Even if you go back to the Chip Kelly disaster, which was his third year, you wind up getting Wentz. And so the next season, you would look forward to this growth. And sure enough, it paid off into a Super Bowl a couple years later. So every year, there is like a big-time storyline. Every year, there is this, something special to look forward to. And then you look at this year, and again, they've put forth the best offense on paper that we've ever seen. In the history of the franchise, the best offense on paper is right now. Jalen, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert. I mean, you look at that line, and you get an offensive line. I know you're going to miss Kelsey some, but look, your tackles are intact. Good young talent on that line. I've seen worse, way worse. And this offense should be able to put up lots of points. Look, everybody knows what they're going to try to do. The book on the Eagles is going to be blitz Jalen and let him beat you with pressure. The Eagles know that. Kellen Moore knows that. Nick Sirianni knows that. Everybody knows that what they're going to face this year. They're going to face pressure. So you know that they're going to have answers. They have to have answers. There's going to be built-in safety valves. There's going to be built-in hot reads. Everything that happened last year will get buttoned up. I think their offense should be lights out. And you get Jahan Dotson as a third receiver that, is going to be better than Quez Watkins. He's going to get manned up with a safety. There's going to be big plays to be had with Dotson. So I look at this offense and I go, I don't see how they do not just light it up every week. I mean, they should be averaging, 27, 28 points a game. Like they could be up to that point where you're just putting up big numbers. They should be. And if they don't, it means that they didn't have any answers for pressure, which would shock me. That you have a whole off season to work on it. Everybody knows. There's no secrets anymore. Like how you play the Eagles and how you play Hurts is pressure them and blitz them. So they should be ready for it. And that means with that talent, you got plenty of options to go to. And you have a bell cow back. The last time the Eagles had a bell cow back was LaShawn McCoy. Think about that for a second. Even in my lifetime, you count Deuce Staley, and before that, Charlie Garner, little bit, right? Ricky Waters for just a minute, and then Wilbert Montgomery. Like, there hasn't been a lot of bell cow backs, and the Eagles have one in Saquon Barkley. And they have all those other pass catchers. So this offense got to be just incredible. That's my expectation, that the offense is rolls. I do not want to lose the Phillies. And we will discuss Phillies today too, because that weekend was special. It was playoffs every night. It had a vibe to it, except for Taijuan Walker night. It was all great games. I mean, Thursday was a great night, right? You win 5-4. Castellanos, Marsh, big nights in the comeback. Walker was Friday. Saturday, Wheeler was Cy Young, 7 innings, just amazing, right? 4 hits, 7 strikeouts. Sosa has a big night, but it was win day for Zach Wheeler. He was amazing. And then Sunday night, I can relive that game all night long. Nola, another great outing, 9 strikeouts. He was fantastic. And again, Castellanos comes up big. The 2-run double, the single to win it in the 11th. It was you come back, right? You're behind in the game, and you come all the way back. And the park feels like October. And what do we say? We said, boys, you got to wait till kickoff to be worried.
What do you think?
They beat the deadline.
Who said that? Who said that? You, not we. You.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, guys.
Happy season kickoff.
Football.
3 days till Valpasados. Let's go.
I love it,
baby.
I
know. Look at him. Let's go. I can't
great.
believe I'm the only one wearing Eagles gear up
Is
here.
it skis wearing?
No, he's got a water dog.
Hey, he's lacrosse up, boys.
Yeah, had we have Bulldogs,
Blacks.
PHLY.
Yeah, but I always have to wear the non. Just.
Can't be a fanboy on. It's the first week.
Well, I will on Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll
All
have
right.
my Eagle stuff
Because
too.
I'll need my. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this season as much as I've looked forward to any season since I was a little boy. And what we
Why
talked.
this one?
I don't know. I just feel like they're going to have a resurgence. I just think they're great. I think offensively, they have to be great. I've never seen a collection, and you and I are the same age, a collection of this sort of talent offensively in our lifetime.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
But that's got you usually a defense man.
I am a defense man, except when the offense is this good.
right.
Like the offense is this good. Like, again, I don't want to say foolproof, but we know the only way teams are going to try to stop them is to pressure them. They're going to blitz them, and you have all these options. I mean, how do they not be great?
That's a great question. Injuries, I guess.
Well, I mean,
defense.
Listen,
but the offense should be
injuries is
everybody.
always injuries is always.
Yeah.
But JP, it comes down to Hurts, right? And I don't know. I mean, the script is perfectly written for the bounce back.
Well, one point you did bring up that I was just thinking about now is that, like, yes, that's really important, but like, no Kelsey, and I feel like not a lot of people are talking about that. I am curious, especially like no Kelsey, and also that right guard is, but Kai Becton is a veteran guy, but still,
I like Becton. I actually think that's going to work out, but I hear you.
But like, obviously, they need to play together, so I'm curious to see how they are going to look together. But yes, this offense on paper, so many weapons, they should have put up a lot of points. But yeah, we never know what happens, and I'm just curious to see how the Packers do attack that with the blitz. They do blitz.
Well, I mean, and again, I go like this, VG. Go, you want to blitz me? Go ahead, blitz me, man. I got all these weapons to choose from.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'll make you pay. You don't have enough to beat me. Like, I have enough to, like, we bring up their fifth option, who's Dotson, who should be covered by his safety. Yeah. Manned up by his safety. I'll take my chances there.
I mean, if they're not prepared for the blitz, then it's just bozos in the building.
Yes.
They have to, as the Phillies have
and
to.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it now. Just like the Phillies expect off-speed pitches, the Eagles got to expect the blitz. Every play, get ready for the blitz. And that's it.
They're going to. It's the only way. It's the only way to combat it. Because if you sit back, I mean, look at the weapons Jalen has all day. It does to pick you apart.
It does help that the Packers secondary is not the strongest point of their team either. So if they're going to bring that blitz,
we'll
have
get
those
to
weapons.
the Packers thing, but I just think generally speaking, right?
Okay.
Generally speaking, this is I don't know. I look at them and look. Defensively, I still think they got a lot of work to do. Right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm worried about their pass rush. Yeah. I don't know if they can get on pass rush. And to me, defensively, it's all about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter has to be a game wrecker for that defense to be credible. Has to be a game wrecker.
I'll throw Jordan Davis in there too. Both those guys.
But Jalen Carter is the guy that can wreck a game.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis just needs to be on the field, right? Jalen Carter can be the game wrecker because you'll have to double him, and that will help the edge guys.
Yeah, Jordan Davis should just be there, and people run into him. He's so big, you know. But I'm not even – it's all good, man. I'm not this week, I'm not being critical at all. I'm just optimistic this week. Everything's going to be friggin' roses this week. Everything's going to be great.
Well, it should be. We should celebrate this thing. Like, seriously, I'll start with you. Mm-hmm. What do the Eagles mean to you? Like honestly, like we're about to revisit our old friend.
Yeah.
Like our companion. Mm-hmm. The Eagle thing is a big deal, man. When we start a season, I do it with every season.
Right.
Whether it's Flyers, Sixers, Phillies for the long haul. Football, we know our relationship's special. What's yours? Give me your personal story.
Because it's internal love. I told you guys, like, the Eagles were my first love when it came to professional sports. I still remember that Monday night game in 2004 when we spanked the Green Bay Packers, ironically enough, as we're going up against them. And, just got hearing you talking about, the Eagles and what they mean to you and all that stuff. And I just think back to, we always bring it up. My generation, we are spoiled Eagles fans because we have lived through some really good eras. And I know back the 70s, parts of the 90s weren't always fun with the Eagles. But all I know is Andy, Doug, Donovan McNabb, Nick Foles is a miraculous season. So it's just internal love for me because I'll always love the Eagles. And when it's that first
eternal love, it's beautiful, man.
I'm excited.
It really is, VG.
I mean, it's like our lifeblood. I mean, we bleed green. We don't say that. We don't bleed orange. I mean, there are people bleed orange or bleed red, but we don't really use that term for the most part. It's who we are as a city. It's who we are as people. I mean,
we're a football town.
Yeah. I mean, we are, without the Eagles here, we don't even have our edge, I mean, it's the whole thing with Philly and us. You gather with friends. I don't know.
It's the nature of the sport, right?
Yeah.
We're a community town.
We got kicked around a lot. Town. It gave us the Eagles weren't great. They weren't even good for a long period of time.
We're doing this, football, this Eagles preview, and I'm going to write the cover story, which is that they weren't always good. That this is a gift.
Yeah.
That I remember all those days, all those season openers where I go to my father, right? And he'd say, "All right, Dad, what do you think?" And I look at him, I go, "I think we get 10 wins and we're in the playoffs." And he'd laugh because he knew that they couldn't protect Ron Jaworski, right, or Randall Cunningham, or something would happen. That they were a semi-laughing stock, really. Like they were more of a buffoon team than a team of regal nature. Now they're regal, right? They're a regal team. One of the NFL elites. They weren't like that.
Like, can you imagine? I don't even know if you can comprehend not knowing if you're going to be able to watch the game. We have 40,000 people on a wait list now for tickets. If they didn't sell out, we didn't get to see the game. And we'd have to be like, are they going to buy the last 3,000 tickets? Are they going to buy
10.
the tickets so we could see it? Yeah.
So before, like, Channel 10 would carry the NFC before Fox. And we would wait, and Friday afternoon, I'll never forget this, right? Friday, it would be Eagles, Arizona coming up, right?
Arizona game.
Right? Or even Phoenix. The Phoenix card.
Oh, God.
And it was, and not having the Eagles blacked out. Imagine the NFL blacking out a game. And it was like CBS, or it was Channel 10, WCAU.
Yeah, WCAU.
Channel 10 has bought up the remaining 7,500 tickets so they can lift the blackout.
That's where
because
we were.
There were games
Nobody
that were
wanted to go
blacked
watch
out.
them.
That's insane to me.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine that? So what, you just listen on the radio or something?
Yes.
God.
Yes, that was a real thing. There were people I knew that would drive to like Central Jersey.
Oh, to get out of the blackout zone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually rent a room to watch the game.
No, we are spoiled, cuz. We're truly spoiled.
But you guys have no idea the level of bleeding. I always would say that you have to bleed to know bliss. So when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, we had bled for a long time.
Yes.
Right? Like
Surprised we had anything left.
It was torture. It was torture. We're going to go through the greatest season openers, and we'll do that later in the
We
week.
had to sit through the Washington winning multiple ones. The whole division winning and winning.
Was it the 90s? Was it the Giants? There was the Washington.
Cowboys,
the
yeah.
Cowboys
Cowboys.
back-to-back years.
Yeah.
That's
dude,
Washington won like 4.
70s, 80s, 90s, right? The Cowboys won a couple in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they played Pittsburgh. You had the Cowboys 8. Then you had that Cowboy team, the Staubach team,
right,
leading into the 90s team, like the Aikman team, right? And Michael Irvin Emmett. You had Washington dominating the 80s with the Hogs.
Different quarterbacks
Gibbs,
every
Hogs.
time,
Yeah,
too.
it didn't matter. It was Doug Williams.
Rippin.
It was Theismann, and all those guys. But they had their offensive line, the Hogs. So you had Washington. And then you had the Giants with Parcells.
Yeah.
Right? And the one part of the era, which was late 80s, when Buddy Ryan comes here,
right,
they were really, really good. Like their defense was the best in football. Like their defense was dominating, smothering. The one thing Buddy could do was build a defense and coach defense, which is why to this day we always talked about Philadelphia being a defensive town, because that was our identity. We always were the tough, hard scrabble, fight. Like, there's more fist fights in Philadelphia than most of the South. I thought that was normal. Like that was everyday life. And then I started to travel around the country and I went, oh, that's just a Philadelphia thing. Like, people don't get fist fights. There isn't like civil anarchy like that. But we love that sort of toughness, which is why we cleave to it. But look what it gave us. No playoff wins for Buddy Ryan.
Right.
And then when he leaves in 91, the best chance for a Super Bowl, Randall Cunningham breaks his leg. We watched it this morning. You're going to see it later in the week.
But I think all that suffering that built like the foundation of everything we have now, you guys and the younger kids, like it just gave a great foundation that we could build upon and create like It's pretty impressive what the Eagles phenomenon is right now. Just not even in Philly, but countrywide and worldwide.
Think about it. We're front running. There's people who choose the Eagles to be the front running fan nowadays. It's crazy.
Yes. No, it's unbelievable.
How much
it really is. But I don't want to lose Phillies.
Yeah.
All right? Because Todd Zolecki, MLB.com, we love Todd here, is going to join us, and we're going to talk some Phillies and the playoff. We said kickoff.
You said it's not here. Can they collapse before kickoff? They have 3 days to collapse? No.
Don't get worried if they lose tonight in Toronto. I can see VG tomorrow. Oh, my God. No. They lost 9-2 tonight. Oh,
I'm all
God.
in. The playoff invoice is coming out any day. I'm going to be all in.
It's great, isn't it, though?
Yeah.
That was a great weekend. Just a great weekend of playoff baseball, man.
Yeah.
Especially the Braves.
I mean, to go and beat Atlanta the way they did, oh, man, that just makes you feel really good going into September.
Yeah.
It's good vibes.
Yes.
And you know who we are in Philadelphia? We're very streaky. The 4-for-4 streakiness, right? Like, you know, when teams they feed off the energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're an energy guy.
Yeah, of course.
We got to make sure the energy's good, positive.
You're half a pagan.
All right?
Yeah.
Didn't they have a Pagan Fest this weekend?
Yeah, with a Pagan Fest.
It was
I saw a
intriguing.
tarot card reader. Got some insight on the Eagle season. It's great.
Yeah.
I
liked
did.
it. Yeah. We play that today?
You can.
This week? I want to say.
That'd be fun.
All right, lots to get to. Let me tell you about Primo Hoagies. It's football season, folks. So you need your game day food. Is there any better game day food than Primo Hoagies? Of course not. All right. The Primo Party Tray. You're going to want to watch games. Why we love football is the communal aspect of it, right? It's gathering around. It's celebrating with friends, family, and food, right? And that's where Primo's comes in, using only the finest quality Thuman meats and cheeses piled high on that roll, that seeded, delicious roll, baked fresh in store every couple hours. Like, you can't beat Primo's. The meatball sandwiches, oh my God, they have everything you want. Veggies, you want, you name it. They tuna, the traditional turkey ham Italian, they got it all. So do yourself a favor, download the new Primo Hoagies app, enter for your chance to win a year of free hoagies from now through November 15th. When you download or update your Primo Hoagies app, you can enter their new sweepstakes where one grand prize winner will win free hoagies. That's right, for an entire year. You can only enter through the app, though, so make sure you download it. Hurry to enter before it closes. Don't forget, download the new Primo Hoagies app, primohoagies.com/app. You'll say what I always say, it's not just a hoagie. It's a Primo.
You know where I was yesterday?
Where were you,
Rite
buddy?
Aid, getting some paper towels. Sometimes you forget they got a bunch of household items that you can get, as well as all those meds and stuff. And you're probably thinking, whew, summer is coming to an end. Allergy season is over. But no, fall allergies are here. And the main culprits, you know, ragweed, mold, sagebrush, tumbleweed, and pigweed. So, you know, those allergens hit your body. You get the runny nose, itchy, watery eyes, some wheezing, and you say, I need some help, man. So what can you do? Sign up for Rite Aid Reward emails at RiteAid.com/rewards to receive email pollen alerts for your area. They actually alert you to ragweed, and mold. You can use a dehumidifier.
Tumbleweeds. I'm allergic to those too.
Tumbleweeds running through South Philly. Hey, man, Rite Aid's got a ton of over-the-counter options available for you to help ease these symptoms. You can try a nasal rinse to flush out your nasal passages. You grab some antihistamines such as Claritin and Zyrtec. And you can do those nasal corticosteroid sprays like Flonase and Nasacort. And you can grab similar items in Rite Aid's brand name, and they're just as good, a little cheaper. Still not enough relief? Ask a Rite Aid pharmacist if a different type of allergy medication like a decongestant is necessary. You can always ask those Rite Aid pharmacists for recommendations on ways to get relief during allergy season.
Thank you, VG.
Sure.
We appreciate it. All right. Time now to talk fightings with our dear friend who is fantastic. We love him. He is, of course, the great Todd Zolecki. After an amazing weekend, playoff feel, playoff vibe, Todd. It was just great baseball, man. Playoff baseball.
Yeah, I thought Nick Castellanos summed it up perfectly on Sunday night when he says somebody asked him about the Phillies Braves rivalry or whatever, and he said it feels like October is just around the corner. I thought that summed up the whole weekend. It what didn't feel exactly like October, but it definitely felt like it's coming. And for the Phillies to go out and win 3 out of 4 against a team that had really beaten up on them those first 3 series of the season. I think the Phillies went in that series 3-6 against the Braves, so to take 3 out of 4 separates them in the NL East, of course, and I think it gives them a little bit of confidence that when push comes to shove, they can beat these guys in the postseason again.
Yeah, just from a statement standpoint, it was huge, and the way they won was great because you mentioned Castellanos; he was really the star of the weekend. From the lineup side, where the home run Thursday night, of course, the big night Sunday, so getting his back going was a big deal.
Yeah, and you think about like just a lot of those at bats, even going back to the Verlander home run on Tuesday, he was down 0-1. Verlander threw him something soft. He was sitting soft. He crushed it. The 2 at bats on Sunday, he gets down 0-2 to Schwellenbach and then doubles the left center field. And then he's down 0-2 to Holmes in the 11th inning on Sunday night again, and then rips a fastball down the middle of the plate. So, guy gets down 0-2, their chances of getting hit are very, very small.
Yep.
Like the major league average, I looked this up on Sunday night, the major league average of all major league hitters when they're in 0-2 counts are hitting like 149 with a 345 OPS this season. So
Wow.
you're almost just dead in the water when you're down 0-2, when you try to put the ball in play or whatever. But Nick was pretty good on Sunday night, 0 for 2. And the thing about Nick is that he got off that terrible start, and he really has been one of their most consistent hitters since mid-May. And it's really coming up big right now because Schwarber's really in a bad funk. Harper's banged up a little bit. Alec Boehm is banged up. He hasn't played since Thursday. He might play tonight in Toronto. So when you have all those guys down or struggling, you need somebody else to step up. And Nick Castellanos has stepped up, and he's playing well right now.
The other thing that you won this weekend on display, you won with your pitching again, right? So Wheeler's a given. He was sensational. Nola's been a given, even sometimes he doesn't get it recognized. And the bullpen was back.
The bullpen was so good this weekend. That was, I think in that series, they had like a 1.4 ERA against the Braves. They were dominant. You look back to what Carlos Estevez did on Saturday night, and then the 2 perfect innings he pitched on Sunday when you got the automatic runner on second base.
Right.
He was fantastic. And that was probably the first 2 times I said, okay, now I see why the Phillies gave up what they did. A couple pretty good pitching prospects to get Carlos Estevez, because they're like, hey, we're trying to win the World Series now. We need a lockdown closer. He had been okay for the most part, but he hadn't been the strike throwing aggressive machine that I had heard about. He had been walking a few guys, falling behind in the count a little bit too much, more than advertised. But these last 2 games, I was like, okay, I get it now. I see why when they got him, they said he's going to be the closer, and we're going to bump Hoffman, Alvarado, Strom, all those guys back. But Hoffman was great. Strom was great. Orion Kirkring, I think the last couple of weeks, he's been really, really good.
Yeah.
And if he can keep doing what he's doing, man, that's such a difference maker for the Phillies in the postseason. Because you remember last postseason, you had Hoffman, you had Strom, Alvarado was okay. Kimbrel was leaking oil like crazy. Gregory Soto was unreliable. Stranthony Dominguez, you really didn't trust. And Kirkring, he was kind of shaky when he pitched in the postseason. And that was a big reason why they lost to the Diamondbacks in the NLCS. The bullpen was not locked down. So if this is, they had a rough patch, the bullpen recently, but if they're slowly starting to get figured out, that's a good sign.
Well, what I love about it is that you actually, to me, now have roles, right? Like,
yeah.
with Estevez being your closer, you now have roles in the pen that, I never liked. All right, well, we'll go Alvarado here or Hoffman there. Sometimes you expose, like they overexposed 2 years ago. Alvarado got overexposed in the Astros series. Like you can't use a guy 4 or 5 times in a series. They'll just get a book on you by the end. So I love how the bullpen's shaking out right now.
Yeah, I do like the idea of having a set closer because it does give those other guys roles, and it also does give them a little bit of flexibility. Where, in Rob Thompson's mind now, if he thinks a huge part of the game is the 7th inning, or there's something going on in the 7th inning, maybe he goes, man, now I can actually use Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah.
In the 7th inning instead of somebody else because I need to maybe save him for the 9th inning. So I like that. I just like that depth that it gives them as well. But the roles, the depth, and again, if Estevez is pitching like the guy he was with the Angels, man, that's going to be really good.
Well, I thought the big thing was that he did it in a supercharged atmosphere, right? Like the worry is, or the only concern with him is, all right, you pitched for a bad team for all this time. Right. You weren't pitching big games. And now we had a big weekend series, right? It could have went a lot of different ways, playoff atmosphere, and he looked good.
Yeah, he did. You're right about that too, because anytime you hear that all the time. A guy plays on a really bad team and he's a reliever, or he hasn't really had a lot of success over his career, bouncing from team to team. And you go, okay, now he's got to pitch in Philadelphia.
Right.
A little bit of a different animal, and that stuff is so true. You've seen guys come here, they can't handle Philly. They get obsessed with the fans and the pressure and the questions because it's not Colorado, right? It's not Pittsburgh. It's not, St. Louis, which is very kind of like warm and open and cuddly to its players. Philly is rough, man. So if you got to have some guys that have some guts and have some mental fortitude to be able to handle failures. And that was the billing on Estevez when they got him, is that, okay, yes, he's pitched for the Rockies. Yes, he's pitched for the Angels, but this guy's a mentally tough guy. He's a competitor and he's going to be fine in Philly. So again, this weekend was a good sign of that.
Yo, Todd, great shirt. Love the Prince Purple Rain shirt. Getting some love in the chat because
that is cool.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
Thanks.
Rojas last month has actually been okay with the bat. He's batting about, I'm looking at 255 his last 28 days. On base is 314. Is he making it a little tougher for Topper to rotate with the outfield?
Yeah, I think he is, because he's just so great defensively. And I said this in spring training when he was competing for that job in center field. I said, all you need the guy to do, if the top other 8 guys are doing their job, all you need him to do is hit like 250-ish. You can even have him hit 225-ish if he's getting on base, because his defense is so amazing. So I think so. I would like to see a little bit more of him. Marsh, though, has come on a little bit recently. So you'd like to see that. Yeah, but now you have Austin Hayes in left field. So it's a little bit of a crunch, but it's a good problem to have. As opposed to,
right.
You have Marsh struggling and you don't have Austin Hayes. You're going, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? Are they going to play more Weston Wilson in left field? So it's a nice problem to have. But I've been a fan of Johan Rojas and his defense. And you're right, though. He's putting the ball in play a little bit more. And that's kind of the thing they've been telling him, like, don't be so long with your swing. Shorten it up, tighten it up. Just put the ball in play. Use your legs. You run like crazy. So use that to your advantage.
And you, nice work by you. You also broke the Bryce Harper injury this weekend. Do you think Schwarber's struggling with anything?
He might be banged up. I think all those guys are banged up, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's anything like what Bryce is going through. He might, honestly, Schwarber he does get hot and cold. He might just be more of in a cold stretch, but I do think a lot of those guys are banged up. I mean, Rob has alluded to it over the past couple of weeks. When they had that off day before they opened the series in Atlanta, they were really late coming out with the lineup that day, and they were like, it was unusual. It was very unusual. And he said, we're waiting check on a few guys. And I actually asked specifically about Bryce at the time. He said some guys are banged up. I said, is Bryce banged up? He said, everybody is. So he didn't want to just single out Bryce. So, but the Bryce thing is interesting. He seems to think that he's getting close to turning a corner with his wrist. The elbow, maybe it's manageable the rest of the way, but I think ideally, if he would want it, if he feels like he needs it, maybe they wrap up the division with more than just a few games to play, and they can give him a couple of days to kind of rest up and get healthy for the postseason.
What I was thinking is that you almost do it sooner than later because a couple of reasons. One, so look at the schedule, Todd. You got 2 in Toronto, as you know. Then you're 4 Miami, 3 Tampa, dead team. So you got 7 against a dead team. Then you got Mets at Milwaukee, which will be important, at the Mets, Cubs, dead team for 3, and then at Washington. And I'm looking at, the Miami series and Tampa as maybe you just give him a lot of time. I don't know, even if it's a 10-day stint, just to kind of get him really healthy. The only reason why I hate at the end, because when you come back, sometimes you're a little rusty. This way, he's got enough time to play the last 2 weeks, last 10 days of September to get his feel back.
I might have to ask Rob that question today, see if they see a spot or a pocket that they might want to do that. Now, I'm going to guess that Rob is going to say that Bryce feels he's healthy enough to play and to keep grinding through, because obviously he has been playing. And really the last week, he has not had a home run since August 9th. That's obviously the thing that's jumped out to everybody. But his at-bats have been a little bit better. He's been walking more. He's had a couple hard-hit doubles. He had a couple, I think it was on it was Sunday night it was sometime over the weekend against Atlanta. He had a couple of hard-hit doubles. So his at-bats a little bit better, so maybe he feels like he is turning a corner. But I agree. I would, at some point, if it really is bothering him, and if they do think if rest could potentially help, I would love to see him get it, because again, they have said this over and over, and I know we've talked about it over and over. Every time you talk to Rob Thompson about health issues, performance issues, whatever the case may be, they always say the same thing. It's about October. It's about winning a World Series. So that should be the focus. That should be the focus. Yeah.
And again, my only worry is when you're at the end and you wrap things up, and you know how it is. There's some weirdness with that sport where you just need to play games,
It reminds me of, and this is a little bit different situation, but it reminds me of 2011. They clinched real early, and then they kind of coasted the last 10, 11 games, and they lost like 8 or 9 in a row at one point. And Charlie Manuel was PO'd. I'm sure you've talked to Charlie about that before. Charlie was really mad.
He was,
and so
that's really
you don't
made
want
him not lay down the last game. He's like, we got to win. We need to taste winning.
Yeah, in fact, we talking to Hunter Pence a couple weeks ago around the trade deadline. He said that he used that ending of 2011 where guys were kind of not in it. They weren't in sync, really. He used that in 2012 with the Giants toward the end of the season, because he said that end of the 2011, how they finished that season, kind of haunted him so much. So he was really motivating his Giants teammates. And, differences, we're talking about Harper injury versus, but the point being the same, is that you want those guys going into the postseason healthy, focused, timing down, throwing the ball well, sharp, effective, everything.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. Listen, great stuff as always.
Todd, are you in Toronto?
I am in Toronto, yes.
If you do, it's my favorite bar in the world is up there. If you go out for a beer at any point after a game, the Communist Daughter. It is the greatest bar. It holds like 25 people. Everyone in there is super nice. They have a jukebox that plays. They got a ton of Philly old
Really? Philly sound stuff?
Yeah, Philly sound stuff on the jukebox. It's fantastic.
Toronto's a rush.
Communist Daughter. Well, the good news is that's not a name I'll forget, because I was like, that's a cool name for a bar, man. That's great. A great name for a bar.
It doesn't even have a sign. I think it says like Nazare Snack Bar. It's like an old fountain soda joint they turned into a bar. It's great.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
That's a great city. Toronto's a
great city.
I love Toronto.
I haven't been. This is my first time here, I think, since 2018. So I'm looking forward to getting down to the ballpark and walking around and all that. It is awesome. I love Toronto.
Yeah, me too. I love it. Well, go enjoy it, brother. You're the greatest,
Thanks.
man. We love you. Keep it up, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the time, man. See you.
He's the best. Todd Zolecki, MLB.com. Check it in. And I love his stuff. I just think he's Mr. Ray.
He's
The
solid.
Communist Daughter.
Dude, it's so good. It's
you
like,
find
Dude,
that,
it sounds like a movie title.
I think it's a book, actually. I think it's an old book.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
book. Something literary. That's a literary feel to
You
it.
come in with a certain look to it. Only holds like 25 people. They'll just be like, "Nah, we're full." If they don't like the look of you, and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's great.
That's actually very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I do. All right. Big week here, obviously, with the opening of football. And we're going to have you covered, obviously, with the Daily Grind and the BetParks Sportsbook and Casino app. And our man, who is the analyst for the BetParks Sportsbook Casino app, the one, the only, Brain.
Brain. Red, the brain finder.
Good morning, Brain. Happy football. We're here.
Listen, man, I am very happy. Again, this is the time I've been waiting for all year. We always get sad, Anthony, right near the Super Bowl. Not that it's greatest time, but also it's the saddest time. It's like
It is. It's
melancholy.
not that great.
It's about to end,
Yeah.
but we're back.
Football's the one
We're back, and I
sport
can't wait.
where I like the regular season as much, if not more, than the playoffs.
Anthony, again, it's probably boring for people. We always agree. But it's just how I feel. It's the one sport like hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs,
Yes.
baseball playoffs.
Way
You can't even
better.
compare them. It's not
Right.
even a comparison. It's a joke. But the football, man, I got to tell you, again, I love the regular season. Love, in love with it. So to me, there's nothing like it. Every year I'm equal. Again, it's the best. I mean, I got to ask you a question. I think we haven't discussed this yet. What are your thoughts? And I know I mentioned it's going to add about 4 yards per possession. I'm expecting the average kickoff to be about the 29 yard versus the 25. Did you like that, having watched in the preseason neutral? Do you think it's going to do anything just from a fan point of view?
I don't think we saw enough. I think teams were sandbagging, and you're going to see a lot more. I agree with you. I think it's going to have a dramatic impact offensively on field position.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to
And I
seeing
know a lot of teams
that-
didn't show their plans. They did not. They were very vanilla throughout the preseason. So the first week, it's going to be interesting. Who's returning kicks, how it's being done. I know Kansas City will be interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that game. I can't wait. I can't wait for it. And I know you said to me, you think potentially you like the over in that game because you think Kansas City may start off a little slow defensively. Obviously, well, first of all, losing Snead was just a big thing to me.
Well, listen, I do know that Spags loves Snead, just absolutely love them. So I thought, that he really wanted to keep him. There's just no way. And so it gets tiresome because now you have to get trust. Now he's got a couple kids he trusts back there, but that's a big spot, and you got to build it back. So they're not going to be as good. I mean, they won the Super Bowl last year because of their defense. Now I do think the offense will be better with Xavier Worthy, and you got different weapons. He's going to be a favorite toy of Andy.
Well, that's what I was just about to say to you was, well, I think you make really valid points on Kansas City and their defense. Man, offensively, last year was just for a team that won the Super Bowl and has the best player in the world, it was a little bit of a struggle, right? And now you add Hollywood Brown, you add Xavier Worthy. They actually did, in my opinion, a really nice job. Now they have those two receivers to go with, of course, Rashee Rice. I love Pacheco. Pacheco is one of my again, when I watch guys play, now they made two of my favorite guys in the league to watch are Pacheco and Deebo Samuel. I just love the way those two guys play, particularly.
Yeah, I agree.
I love how every single go for every yard. They fight like Marshawn Lynch, and I really love. And Pacheco is one of my. It's funny, I think, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, if you look at the scouting report on Isaiah Pacheco coming out of Rutgers, this just lets you know, sometimes I don't know who scouts or what. It said criticisms, shies away from contact and doesn't run hard.
That's
That
all
was
he
like
does.
saying, I'm anorexic. I mean, what are you kidding me? He shies away from contact and
a great
doesn't
line.
run hard. Who did that? Who did that?
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's ridiculous. Obviously, it's
it is ridiculous.
absurd. So let's bring it home because this is a unique season opener for the Eagles. Obviously, Friday in Brazil. They're leaving tomorrow morning to go to Brazil. It's a business trip. Like, those guys are like, listen, we're going to lock you in a hotel. All right. Like, you're not going anywhere. They're going to bring in all sorts of games, pop a shot, all kinds of stuff to kind of get them, and keep them in the hotel, no incidents. And they're going to get in and get out. They're interesting because offensively, we were talking about the best offense in the history of the franchise on paper. This is the best offense ever. I mean, the only thing that can derail them, and you know what's going to happen, teams are going to pressure you. Until Jalen beats the blitz, they're going to pressure you. But they're so equipped to handle it that I expect a huge year offensively from them.
Well, anything short of that, Anthony, to me would be a catastrophic failure, right? Like, let's just be honest. Like, anything short of what you said to me would be a catastrophic failure because of what you said, and I agree with you. When you put in these kind of players, and if it doesn't work out, you know what's going to happen next. The coaching staff will have to answer for it because you really theoretically, how could they're married to A.J. Brown, they're married to Devonta Smith, they're married to Jalen Hurts. They're not going to be divorced from these people next year, right? Regardless of anything. And obviously, Barkley, they just signed to a contract too. So to me, anything less than this team averaging, mid-20s to me would be the lowest. I mean, that would be, like, to me, a very disappointing year.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think they're trying to get closer to that 27, 28. I don't know if they get to 30, but to me, anything less than
to start the show, I said they should average 27, 28. That's where they should average.
Par. That to me is par. To me, 27 would be par. Anything above would be a great. Anything below would be a disappointing. But if they cannot average that, to me, it's now again a lot of pressure here on. It's funny, Kellen Moore, Anthony, got like so much hype as being this mega coordinator. Quite frankly, I thought in Dallas he did better after he left. I wasn't impressed with him in the Chargers, but he gets crazy reviews. Again, he must have a good PR guy, in my opinion. For what he's actually accomplished, when you name the name Kellen Moore, it's almost like people get excited. And I'm like, well, I always say show your work. I don't really know if he's done enough for me to be excited. I'm not going to say he's not going to be good, but I'm just saying I think he gets a lot of street cred, and I don't know if he deserves that street cred. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, listen, I think that's fair. You're right. He does get a lot of street cred. I think it's fair. I think, listen, this is
like Spags gets street cred, and he deserves it.
Yes.
I mean, he deserves it.
I think this is, when we look at Kellen Moore, this is it. Like, you have all the pieces in place. Here you go. Like, make it work. I'm with you. I think this is how you show you're worth your street cred is right now.
Yeah. This has, when you look at their roster, Anthony, it looks like, you could argue it looks like a borderline all-star team.
Yeah.
Right? Because you would Hurts, who was runner-up MVP 2 years ago. Barkley was considered like the best or second best running back. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are considered the best receivers. So it's like, how much more can you put out there?
Goddard,
so again, as I said,
you have a good tight end in Goddard, and you have a good third receiver in Dawson.
That's what I'm saying. Again, if this doesn't work out, Anthony, this, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, will be the last year Nick Sirianni is coaching here, unless we see a team that really is good.
You're 100% right. It's why I expect them. I expect the other one. I'm expecting a bounce back from Jalen. I think Jalen has a big year. I think he shows you he's the top, 5-6 quarterback in the league and has this monster. With these weapons, I think he has to. I don't see it.
Yeah, well, again, I think.
What's up with Versace? He's like, good luck. He shows up at Vandy. They pull up a major upset this week.
I know.
Did you have that? 14-point dogs. They win in overtime.
Wait, I got to tell you something. I go to him. I go, Carson, did you go to the game? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, he goes for one half. I'm like, for one
What?
half? One half. He goes, he got thrown out. He said there was too many people and they had to get people out of the game. It was overcrowded.
Oh, man.
He said
Football's
to me.
back in Vandy.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
he said because it was overcrowded. And he goes, they had too many people. And it was like overfilled.
Oh my God. Hey, speaking of college football, it was great this weekend, man. There's some
I'm so happy.
there's so many
So
great
happy.
quarterbacks, great stories. I mean, how about Arch Manning getting to the game?
Yes.
Aller was terrific. He had his 3 touchdowns. How
Anthony,
about Raiola from Nebraska?
But I want to talk about Aller. Like I know you're bullish on him. You talked about it on the show. You said you expected a lot. I was very impressed. I thought he played. What I liked was he showed a nice combination with his feet. Also, he got a couple really big first downs running the ball on third downs. And they scored on those possessions. To me, because I don't think West Virginia is a bad team. I actually bet West Virginia plus 10, and I lost. But I was impressed with Penn State, and I think Penn State. Looking at the schedule, I think I'm going to see 11-1.
Yeah, I think their schedule is a lot of winnable games. I'm with you. This is, hey, look, you got Oregon and you got Ohio State, right? So I don't know how many teams are going to take out of the Big Ten, but they need to make the playoffs.
They need to make the playoffs, but I think I really think they will. And I thought, again, Anthony, I told you before in the show, when I handicap my college football, I'm going to be very quick to adjust. Like, for example, Florida State yesterday, like after they played Georgia Tech, I'm like, they don't look good to me. It doesn't look like I don't think that was necessarily a fluke. And then you see what happened. They get just destroyed by Boston College. I think more so than other sports, college football more than any sport, I really take what I see early more seriously than I take, for example, one regular season NFL game, one regular season, obviously baseball's an inning, but one basketball game in the NBA. But to me, a college football game with the turnover and everything like that, it can change like the wind. And I think, again, as a handicapper, you got to be very quick to adjust. And again, I trust a lot of times what I see more in college football early than I do the other sports.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Brad, I'm trying to get into this college football world, and I lost on. I had Florida at the Swamp, but Cameron Ward had a great game. Is he someone I should take a runner on this Heisman? He's at plus 900 right now.
I think he has a real shot. Look, it's funny. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks last year at Wash State. I think he's really good. That's another team, by the way. You're looking for like a long shot team to maybe do something good. Their schedule to me, they're going to be favored, I think, potentially in every game they have in their schedule, Miami, at this point on with him. And I actually think, I think you could do worse because it's funny that the favorite, Dylan Gabriel, they passed the ball like 95 times. You see Dylan Gabriel's stats, guys? I think he literally threw the ball like 60 times first game. So he's going to get, obviously,
there's too many quarterbacks. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't take that pick. Yeah, there's just too many. Look at Jackson Dart, like Mississippi.
Too much competition.
Like Furman, but he throws 6 touchdown passes in the first half. Like those dudes.
Too much competition.
There's way too much competition at quarterback. Yeah. It's all over the place. Ewers at Texas looked terrific, right? Like they're all. I mean, every one of them had big games.
What I would say, Anthony and VG, is if it was like the Olympics where you can medal silver, bronze, gold, then maybe I take a shot because it's all right. Maybe he comes top 3, but to win it, it's a lot to ask. But I think that team. I think Miami is a team. I haven't seen what the odds are on them to make the playoffs right now, but I think there's a very good chance they're going to make the playoffs. And it's been a while since that team's been like good. But I think they have a chance because I think they have the right quarterback there and better than DJ Ugugule. Watching him, man, I don't know if you watched him.
Stinks. I told you he stunk.
How many years ago can you
stink?
stink?
Last year, and he stunk the year before. Stinks.
He had one good game, Anthony, as a freshman when Trevor Lawrence was out, I think. And people he rode off that. He lived. We talk about Kellen Moore.
It was a pro team.
He rode off that one performance. 5 years. I think he's older than my dad. The guy's been playing since forever.
I like that Carson Beck though. But
He's good.
He's good.
He's
All right,
good. And you called that one too.
What do you like? What are you thinking? You got anything?
What?
Either during the
Well,
week?
I got a couple. Anthony, it's funny. I told you I'm going to be on the show tomorrow, but then I go away. Actually, I'm going to be away, Anthony, south of France, buddy. South of France. So I'm going away.
Of course he is. Of course.
South of France.
For kickoff?
The only thing is, why did you go last weekend? Well, you got to tell them to get married last weekend, not the first week of football.
Well, the wedding's actually in Turkey. The wedding's in Turkey. So that's that. And then I'm going to the south of France because my beautiful fiance has not been there, so I'm looking forward to going there. I love that's like that and Italy are my favorite.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to talk a couple things NFL. If that's okay.
Oh wow.
couple things NFL. I really like the under in the Pittsburgh Atlanta game. Total sitting at 42 right now on the Park site. Anthony, remember we talked about the Temple game? We said 35-0 halftime. I think it was 34-0.
Yeah.
6-3 halftime. Write it down.
Yeah.
6-3 halftime of that game. I just think that game, love Pittsburgh's defense, hate their offense. I just think that's going to be a low-scoring, slug it out. I don't think there's going to be 43 points scored in that game. The winning team's going to get at least 24. I don't see it. I think both offenses struggle. I think the Vikings, Anthony, are undervalued. I do. I actually, and I know you could probably give me 10,562,000 stories why Sam Darnold stinks, and I have nothing to. I can't show my work. It's just
I would have any of those quarterbacks we mentioned in college. I would start over Sam Darnold.
Well, I take him over Daniel Jones, and you may wrestle me on that too. I would take him over the great Daniel
that's
Jones.
like death by knife or death by
1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah, right.
But I think them laying 1.5. I think Minnesota's actually going to be decent. I don't think the Giants are going to be decent. I think Minnesota actually wins that game by double digits. And I'm going to give you two props. A guy, Anthony, that I think is going to. He's a guy who was I don't know him personally, obviously, but he's seen from the outside like one of those diva receivers that only cares about getting his catches and anything else he doesn't care about. He's going to a great situation. Deontay Johnson going to Carolina, I think he's going to be peppered with targets. I think he's going to. You want to talk about like to lead the league in catches? I didn't even see what his odds are. He's probably like 100-1. You want to talk about a long shot bet? I can see this guy getting 8 catches a game. I think Thielen's days of being the guy when he had 1,000 yards last year are done. Deontay Johnson, 47.5. I'm calling it. This within 3 weeks, his over-unders will be in the 60s, not the 40s, like his over. And James Conner, he averaged 80 yards a game last year. He's actually played really well since he got to Arizona. He won over 10 of 14 games, over 52.5 yards. I think it is 53.5 yards. I think he's decent. Again, his problem is he's injury prone, but he averaged 5 yards a carry last year, and he's played well with Arizona. Arizona's offense is very vastly improved. I think they'll be easier for them to just move the ball with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride. I think he gets his 55 yards or so. I really do.
I like it. That's good stuff, man. Brain, always a pleasure. So we got you tomorrow, and then
you got me tomorrow.
Flying off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great stuff,
I will
man.
see you guys tomorrow. Good luck, everyone.
See you, buddy. There he is, the Brain. Get ready to go to South of France. Brain is the analyst for the Bet Park Sportsbook Casino app. Download it now. All right, in advance for the season. You got a big promo. You got to love the Bet Parks promos, right? And there's a big one. 50-1 super odds boost to whomever you think is going to win the title. So you want the birds? You got the birds at 50-1. All right? Any of them. You got the super boost. 50-1 for new customers. Download the Bet Park Sportsbook Casino app. It's fantastic. All the stuff that he talked about, the props, the sides, the totals, the games, the parlays, it's all there. Live in-game. You can bet it whenever you want, and how many ways you can do it. There's a myriad of them. So check out the Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino app. And by the way, when you're there, you can play the blackjack and what do you play again? You play Baccarat. He's a Baccarat guy. He does the Baccarat during kickoff, during commercials. You got it all. Live dealers. It's tremendous. All the slots you want. check out the Parks Casino online sportsbook casino app. You got to be 21. BetParks.com has all the details for the 50-1 super odds boost. You got to be in PA, Maryland, Michigan, Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
No, it might not be a little bit popular with the rest of football fans. I'm a little jealous of Brad going to south of France. A little Monaco, a little Marseille, a little Montpellier. You know one thing he might need, cuz? He might need some sunglasses on there because it's going to be sunny out in south of France. And listen, I know everyone woke up this morning and was like, all right, it feels like football. We get this fall weather we got going on, but listen, don't get twisted. You still need to protect those eyes because the sun is still out and you're only going to protect them with our friends over at Shady Rays. You folks know that I always am raving about Shady Rays. It's because it's a fantastic product, especially someone who loves sunglasses like myself. I love the fact that I'm not breaking the bank for these great pair of sunglasses, all right? $300, $400, $500, $600 worth pairs of sunglasses? No. We are saving some money here today with our friends over at Shady Rays. And one of the best features that they do have, if you happen to lose or break that first pair of sunglasses, no need to worry because Shady Rays has us covered. They will replace that pair of sunglasses there for free. Nobody else is doing that. It's such a great product that not only myself, but over 300,000 other people have rated Shady Rays 5 stars or more because they also believe that it is a fantastic product and they also are not breaking the bank. But we always got you covered with that promo code. So today, head on over to Shady Rays, shop their many styles of sunglasses, and then once you hit that checkout page, use the promo code PHLY. This will get you 35% off those polarized sunglasses they have over there. So we still got some time, folks. The sun is still out. Protect those eyeballs with our friends over at Shady Rays.
All right. Well, I like that, JP. And I have a friend of mine who's about to go to Brazil.
Oh.
So I know that he needs to protect his eyes. I know he'll have his sunglasses on. This portion of the Anthony Gargano Show brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Go to TrueMark.com/PHLY to find the credit union difference. And that friend is Baldy.
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy. Oh, he likes meats and football. Oh, Baldy.
That's right. He's getting ready for his trip to Brazil. Brazil. Dude,
Viva
that's
Brazil.
going to be amazing.
I can't believe it's here. I mean, leaving tonight. You go to Brazil, you got to start in Rio. I know the game is in Sao Paulo, but you got to start the trip in Rio. I'll be at the statue tomorrow. I'll be up at Corcovado looking over all the beautiful vistas of Rio de Janeiro. So we'll spend a day and a half there, and then we'll get down and get back to business here. This is going to be I know we've all heard about some of the players, Slay and some of these guys not real crazy about it. I understand that. Players are still going to get out. I mean, I'll tell you a quick story. I played the first game ever overseas with the Cowboys in London in 1986. The Bears are coming off a Super Bowl champion. We play the Bears in 86 in London at Wembley Stadium. So we fly.
Was it a regular season game?
Just a preseason game.
Right, that's what I thought. Right.
Okay, so we're in training camp in Thousand Oaks, California. We bus from Thousand Oaks to LAX, and we take 11-hour flight from LAX to London. We go through customs. We get to the hotel. Our security director sits the whole team in this room. Don't go to Soho. Don't go here. Don't do this. Don't do that. The whole team was in Soho in an hour after this meeting. We're 25 years old. Like, we're kids. We've never been to London. We've never been outside the country. Like, we went right there and had some fun. It was a fun time. I have a feeling that guys are going to enjoy this to some degree. It is going to be a rowdy
Baldy. I don't know, man. I talked to our buddy Big Dom, and they got a lot of they're pretty stringent. Like they're bringing in at the hotel. They're going to bring in Papa Shot and all this other stuff, and they want to keep him in a hotel. And you know better than anybody because you are a travel man, right? And you know that London, vastly different than Sao Paulo. They're not kidnapping you. They're not kidnapping you in London.
Yeah, I don't. Look. I mean, I have friends of mine that are coming down from the NFL and NFL Network, whatever, and they've been instructed not to leave the hotel. Now, I am getting picked up in a bulletproof police car, and I do have natural protection, so it's a little bit different, But these guys have the same ability to go out. I find it hard. Like, I understand safety. I'm not denouncing it. I have friends of mine that work in Brazil, work in Sao Paulo. They love it. It's their favorite city in the world. So I know what they're saying. I'm just saying there's a lot to see and a lot to do there. It's a business trip. I get it. But I think, I think Dom will have his thing and they do their Papa shot. I think might be a few guys leaving through the back door.
Yeah. Spoken like a guy who left out the back door many a time. I'm sure you have all kinds of stories about bed check.
About who?
Bed check. When they
look, there's a reason why sometimes the first thing you do when you get to your dorm is make sure you have extra pillows. So when you got to stuff the sheets looking like a body is laying there, like you have enough pillows to make it look like a body. Yes, I mean, I've come in through. I remember one time I was with the Eagles and we're playing a game in Dallas, and Jim McMahon is our backup quarterback to Randy. And we're going into Dallas, and McMahon says, "Baldy, I got a great." It's Halloween too, by the way. McMahon says, "I got a great party to go to. Are you with me?" And I'm like, "Nah, Jim, I'm not getting out. I'm staying in. I got to play tomorrow. Like I gotta be ready. I got Russell Maryland on my nose. I got Leon Lett. I'm staying in." He says, "Well, if you change your mind, I got a good spot to go." So we had security. Nobody's getting out through the front door. McMahon took 2 sheets, tied them together, anchored it from inside the second floor of the hotel, and basically pulled himself down the window to the floor, cut off the sheet, cut 2 holes in the eyes, pulled the sheet over his head, and went like a ghost through the parking lot. I mean, these are just stories. That's all they are.
One of my favorite stories. I was like embedded with the Eagles in the early 2000s, so I would write all these series of pieces, and I went with the previous security director. Was a great guy too. I loved him, Mr. Wolf. Butch Canico. And so I did bed check with Butch before the game. And knocking on every door. "Hello, sweetie. Are you in there?" It was a "Good night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams." And it was all, and there was there might have been a couple guys that, you want, "Who's in there?" Right? Like, what's in it? What's going on? The whole thing. And it was interesting. It's different now, though. I think in 2024, cell phones, cameras, I also think the athlete is really focused on their bodies. And guys don't drink like they used to drink. Like, I mean, you go back in a day where who was smoking a cigarette after practice?
Well, we had ashtrays in our locker. There was no security on any floor. I went to see I'm on my rookie year. We're playing the Giants in Dallas, and I go to see my brother at his hotel, and they're like, "What floor is Rich Baldinger on?" And I go up to the 3rd floor, and like half the guys got a cigarette in their mouth and a beer in their hand, and they're like, "What's a good place to go out to dinner, Baldy?" Like Parcells is coaching the team. Like it was a completely different. I'm with you. I don't think guys. I think everybody's got their own brand. It's just not the same. It's just, I don't know if this fraternity is the same. I don't think they have the same level of fun, but that's all right. I do think that there's obviously cameras everywhere. You can't be seen out night before game. It's going to look bad. It's going to reflect poorly on Dom, on Nick. So I do think they're a lot more aware than we ever were.
So, I mean, we got games Thursday night and games Friday night. I'm fascinated let's start with our squad. Friday night, I mean, we've been saying it all preseason. I mean, this offense is the most talented offense on paper in the history of the franchise. And it's not even close, to be honest with you. We all know how teams are going to try to defend them. They're going to pressure, right? And Kellen Moore knows that. And they're working on that all. They have to have answers, right, Baldy, to the pressure.
Yeah, they do. And so, Kellen Moore's here. And, there'll be some plays that will just be quick drops. 3-step drops, ball will be out. Like, this is where you go. If this guy trips, falls down, you go here. Like, it's okay, 3 steps, ball's out. That hasn't been installed in the past 10 years. The thing that's interesting about this game to me is, Green Bay made a change at coordinator as well. I mean, Jeff Hafley comes from head coach at Boston College. He was a defensive back coach in this league with Tampa, Cleveland, with Kyle in San Francisco. He's been in the NFL. Like, you just watch Green Bay just in preseason without any of their starters. They're pressing receivers at the line of scrimmage. They're robbing the middle of the field. There's Xavier McKinney down there, right there playing the robber. They're rushing with 4. They haven't shown him many blitzes. But, they're going to go back and see just what Kellen Moore has done. They're going to see if Jalen is reading the rush, if he's got an answer to the blitz. You're going to see that on their defensive script in the first 10 plays. But this is a talented roster. Mekhi Becton, I told Lane this back in June when I saw Mekhi Becton kind of playing some guard. He's going to be a starting right guard. I go, Lane, I mean, maybe Jason Peters in his prime has more power than Mekhi Becton, but you're gonna move the line of scrimmage with that guy. He's gonna go up against Kenny Clark, who weighs 80 pounds less than he does. If they don't run the ball between the tackles in this game, I'd be shocked that they're not successful doing it.
So how do you actually know Friday night? You got 2 great offenses, right? It's going to be, I'm curious to see how you're looking at this game. You'll be on the field before the game, doing the Baldy's walk. What's your expectation?
There's a couple things before the game I'm interested in because I did a lot of games over in Europe back in the 90s, early 2000s. And these soccer fields, which this is, are completely different than, NFL fields. Now, maybe the NFL sent their people, there are people down there, and maybe they have a new pitch in Sao Paulo to stadium. But typically, soccer fields are very thin. You can slide. They're naturally kind of wetted so that players playing soccer can just slide up and down the field to tackle guys. So I'm interested in the footing, number one, and what the field is like, and how many players pay attention to it. Because if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm like, guys, I don't care if you don't go out for a pregame. I want you to go out there and make sure you got the right cleats. Make sure that you got footing. You can cut. Like, think about Super Bowl 2 years ago. Think about guys sliding on that field. So I want to see if players are paying attention to that. And then 2, look, Brazil knows how to throw a party. This is going to be a party. They don't know when to be quiet. So it's going to be a neutral field, and it's going to be rowdy. So how do you handle the atmosphere? Those are 2 things I'm interested in pregame. Because communication is going to be key. So those are interesting. But honestly, this Jordan Love is an unbelievable talent. The Eagles secondary stunk last year. They were pathetic. They couldn't tackle and they couldn't cover. That's a bad formula, and that's why one of the reasons why they collapsed. Now, can Vic Fangio in 1 year with Isaiah Rodgers and Cooper DeJean and some of these guys, can they change that? Because the tackling was atrocious. So these receivers for Green Bay are talented, and they're 5 deep, including Bo Melton. But, Watson and Dobbs and Wicks, and Reed, these are talented guys.
And they got a tight end in Musk.
They've got 2 of them, okay? Yeah. They got 2 tight ends. And they've got Josh Jacobs, who led the league in rushing 2 years ago, and they got a number 1 pick at right guard. So I have an unbelievable amount of respect for Matt LaFleur. That guy put basically a rookie quarterback on the field last year, and they went into the playoffs and won. So, look, the defense of the Eagles, I believe Jalen Carter is going to be a star this year. I just believe that. And he's going to get a lot of attention.
You, buddy, you.
I've been saying the same thing, brother.
The Castellanos.
So but when you're a star, and he is, like, he's going to get a lot of attention. So is Bryce Huff, is Jordan Davis, is Josh Sweat, like, you go through the depth here, are these other guys going to win one-on-ones? Because Fletcher could win a one-on-one, Hassan Reddick could win a one-on-one when that was happening last year. I want to see if these guys can win one-on-ones. Presumably they can. They're getting paid a lot of money to do it. Because I think they're going to say, okay, let's see what the Eagles' depth is like. Let's put together 7, 8, 9 play drives together and see what their stamina is like. Okay, let's just see what their depth is like, because if it's not good, it's going to get exposed.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm completely with you. Real quick, Thursday, the opener, Ravens and Chiefs, which is going to be a fascinating game. I love Xavier Worthy is my guy. I think Andy is going to have some fun with Xavier. He's his new toy. I think the Chiefs' offense will be back. I think defensively, losing Snead is a big loss, and I know Spag's a little concerned about it, but offensively, I think they're going to have a big year.
Well, a couple big picture things here. The Ravens lose their defense coordinator, a lot of assistant coaches. This is a horrible story, but they lose Joe D'Alessandris, the offensive line coach. And offensive line coaches like Jeff Stoutland in Philly, they do a lot more than just develop offensive linemen. They run the run game, the protections. Spag starts blitzing, like your offensive line coach basically has to adjust whatever it is. The thing about the Chiefs, they had a tumultuous offseason to begin with. You think about the parade and all the stuff that happened there, and you think about some of the off-the-field incidents. But like Andy Reid, like the preseason started, we haven't heard a word. Like literally, like they just focus like nobody else's business. Now, some other teams have had quiet, but this is a team going for a three-peat. There's nobody out there like pounding their hands, and just throwing 3 fingers up there. There's none of that. I saw Xavier Worthy in one preseason game, scored, a touchdown and have a big play on the third play of the game. Like, I think if you don't cloud this kid and put somebody over the top of him, like Andy Reid when he got T.O., like Andy Reid when he had Tyreek Hill, like that offense is going to explode this year. And they got a new left tackle who's better than anybody they put out there last year, I think. I know he's a rookie. They've got stability, they've got speed, and they got Mahomes and Andy. Like, I think they win at home on Thursday night.
Hey, Baldy, I want to hit you with some hard-hitting analytical question here. I watched America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders series, and during the audition process, they have a fashion designer, a hair guy. They tried to get Emmitt Smith in here. Why are you not a judge on this show during the audition process? You have Cowboys ties. What is going on?
Well, that's, first of all, I have judged the Philadelphia Eagles contest before.
Oh, nice. Okay? You got the experience.
I have experience, yes. We got the best 30 out there in their Vera Wang outfits one year. They leaned heavily on me and my expertise. One of the judges, it was at the auditorium at the University of Pennsylvania. I remember that. I have experience, just like I have experience judging samba contests going down to Brazil. Yeah, I know what to look for. I know the shape and the wiggle that you need in order to win those contests. Yeah, I think I would be perfect.
You got to be in next season's episodes.
Well, if they look, they know how to find me. They can find me at Baldy NFL. They can find me on my website. They can call the NFL. They can find me, and I can carve out the time to do it.
Now, you would be a natural at that. Speaking of the Cowboys, let's look at the division and where we see it. All right. So, how do you look at the Cowboys? Obviously, with CD back, what's your expectations there? Because there is still unknown with the quarterback.
Well, look, the quarterback is, I think he's a great player. And he's got his number one receiver.
I meant contract-wise, unknown.
Yeah. Well, there's you're not going to hear a lot about that right now. Dak's going to go play, and if he has a great season, someone's going to pay him $60 million. Maybe it's the Cowboys, maybe it's somebody else. But I think he's professional enough. He's 30 years old now. Like he understands the hierarchy of Cowboy quarterbacks and how you get judged. And, he's in that second tier. He's not in Staubach. He's not in Aikman. So he knows what he's got to do. I just don't know. Like, you go out and re-sign Zeke and Dalvin Cook. I don't know what games they've been watching. Like, look, I loved both those guys 5 years ago. Like, I don't know what they have left, to be honest with you. Dalvin was terrible with the Jets last year. I know the offensive line wasn't very good. They've got 2 rookie linemen that they're counting on. They look good in preseason. We'll see with the rookie linemen. They got to put that together. Defensively, I think they're good. They lost 2 key pieces this year. You lose Deron Bland, who had 10 receptions and 5 touchdowns, and you lose Sam Williams. I mean, these are 2 young players that they drafted high to be great players, and they're done. They're done for the year. So, and they lose Stephon Gilmore, who started every game for him last year, who's a very, very good corner. So they just don't look like they have great depth to me. They signed Eric Kendricks at linebacker. I don't know what game they watched that last year to say Eric Kendricks is still a great player. The roster doesn't look great to me right now.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So, are the Giants a disaster?
I don't think they're a disaster. I mean, something about Daniel Jones. Like, look, we all watched some level of Hard Knocks with the Giants in the offseason. It doesn't look like, Brian Dable and Joe Shane are big fans of Daniel Jones. That's a hard thing to do, to go to work every day. If you kind of think in the back of your mind the organization isn't behind you, you're only there because they're stuck with you. But that's also something that is ingrained in Daniel Jones. He wasn't recruiting coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He only had a couple scholarships. I think that guy can operate okay. I think Malik Neighbors is going to be a star. If their offensive line, the 5 starters are actually pretty good players. If they stay healthy, they have a chance to score some points, all right? And defensively, if they do that, they're pretty good. They're young on the back end. They just re-signed Adoree Jackson, who's experienced.
Yeah, I actually like their defense. Yeah, I like their defense.
New coordinator, we'll see how it looks, but they have a chance to be pretty good defensively. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be a mess unless they just have all these injuries like they did last year.
And finally, Washington.
Look, I just think that it's a new era. I think when you look at, Dan Quinn and what he does, he wasn't their first choice as a head coach. Ben Johnson was clearly their first choice. He kind of bowed out on the flight to Washington. But I think being around that team, there's a lot of excitement. They've rebuilt the roster. I think they're still a long ways away offensively from being a great team. I think they took some backup offensive linemen from Kansas City. Their starters, I don't know if they have a left tackle. I don't think they have enough speed and playmakers at receiver. That's why they went out and traded for Noah Brown. And, maybe Luke McCaffrey can be Christian McCaffrey 2.0. But I think they'll be better because the organization is better right now. But I think they're still another year away and another great draft away from being any kind of competitor.
NFC lock playoff teams: Eagles, Lions, Packers, Niners, Cowboys. 5.
Well, we'll see about the Cowboys. I'm not sure that they're a lock at this point.
Okay, so 4. I like that. Yeah.
Atlanta and Tampa are going to be in that mix. And we got to see what Chicago does. I think Seattle's going to be very good. I think the Rams might win the division. So there's 10 of the 16 teams that legitimately have a chance. Yeah. And a bunch of new teams like Atlanta, like Seattle, and Chicago that could all turn their seasons around and their fortunes around in 1 year.
Hey, last thing, I know you got to run. There is amazing quarterback play in college football.
Yeah,
I was breaking down everything. I was doing your Baldy breakdowns for the quarterbacks. It's unbelievable, and you see the NCAA is going to allow another year of eligibility. The game is awesome, right? Because it's in quarterbacks. There's quarterbacks right now that could come in and play for the Vikings, right? Better than Sam Darnold. Like these kids, there's some hell of a good quarterbacks in college football now.
Yeah, I mean Quinn Ewers. You go to Nebraska, you go around this.
Raiola. But Matty goes. I was texting with Matt after the game. We got a quarterback. Like, they're good. That kid Raiola is fantastic.
I think so too. I mean, he's Mahomes 2.0. Looks like him. Mahomes is following him. Like, he's coming in as advertised now. It's, I mean, nobody has been a competitor in the West, in that Big Ten West, but maybe this is the year. But yeah, I mean, it's look.
And then Arch Manning gets in the game and throws a couple touchdown passes.
There's no Mitch Trubisky coming out of college. Okay,
yeah.
It's going to be a second pick. Played 1 year. It's going to be a second pick. Like, you're going to get guys that are NFL ready, just the way I think Caleb is, Jaden is. They played a lot of college football. They played in different programs. Like, these kids are a lot more ready than 5 years ago or 10 years ago for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, my brother, listen, safe flight, buddy. All right?
Yeah. Thanks, cuz. I'll check in with you down there. We can do maybe Friday game day. Like, if I've got working Wi-Fi, whatever, let's think about doing something.
Without a doubt. Come on, game day, I got to talk to you. It's got to happen. Right. Love you, buddy. Be careful.
Thanks, cuz. Appreciate it.
The best, Baldy.
He's high on Caleb Williams.
Yeah. He should be. I agree with him. Yeah. He's the truth. We're going to go to Brazil in a little bit. A little sneak preview.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. We're going to see it live.
Cool.
We may see the Holy Redeemer Jesus statue.
All right. I like statues.
All right. We may see it. Let's see if it works. Let me tell you about Parks Casino, Street Road in Ben Salem. Look, fall is here. And, there it is, post-Labor Day. And this is a very social time of the year, right? Because now people are back from the shore. It's like, all right, let's go out. You got September, October, holidays, the whole thing. You got to have Parks Casino on your list. For the happy hour is ridiculous. The $5 Epic Happy Hour that is Wednesday through Sunday. When it comes to Mecca of entertainment and make it your week, during your week, you stop up. You want great food? Well, that's a check mark, man. So you got the Gastro Pub with all the craft beers. You have the Park Steakhouse, which is ridiculous, right? The Bamboo Noodle House, with its hand-rolled sushi. You got that. You want entertainment? It doesn't get better than the 1,500-seat Excite Center. People like J.B. Smoove, Tiffany Haddish, the great comedians, great musical acts. You got the 360 Lounge for all kinds of cover bands, fun stuff, Joe Conklin's comedy nights. It's a blast. And, of course, you have all the state-of-the-art slots, the 115 tables, right? All the table games, slots, poker room, state-of-the-art, and, of course, the sports book, which is absolutely incredible all weekend long. Just watching it, the big screens everywhere. You feel like you're at the NASA Control Center. It's got everything to offer. So make sure you go to parkscasino.com for all things parks. All right? You got to be 21. You got to be, if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Parks Casino, this is how you win.
I love it, cuz. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk real quick about our friends over at TrueMark Financial. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's never too soon to start your credit union career here. Today, I was with my friend Gab this weekend, actually, and she just told me she had a little bit of scare. Obviously, we all know that scare, right? You walk in, you go into your app there, and you notice there's a couple $100 worth of charges, and you never went to any of these places or purchased anything over the weekend. And so I told her, listen, you need that credit union difference because TrueMark Financial has you covered, and they have all the tools you need to manage all those finances, especially any of those scares when it comes to fraud. All right. With the new money management tool, everything is simplified for you. You can even manage family finances, and that includes budgeting for kids' sports leagues. You create a separate budget category for sports expenses to track cost effectively, and even involve your kids in financial discussions because it is never too early to start financial responsibilities with your children, ladies and gentlemen. And the best part about it, like I mentioned, if you happen to go through that scare that Gab did as well, what TrueMark Financial will do for you is they give you that locking feature. So if you have that mini heart attack and you thought you lost your debit or credit card, TrueMark Financial will be able to allow you to lock the card And in that moment, no one, not even yourself, can use that card. And you can turn it back on if you happen to find it. That's a really cool feature, I say. TrueMark Financial is federally insured by the NCUA and is an equal opportunity lender. And if you would like some more information, all you got to do is you can either go to truemark.com/PHLY or 24 branches in the Philadelphia area. You could stop on in, ask any question you may have, and also let them know that PHLY sent you there. So, ladies and gents, it's never too soon to start your credit union career here today with our friends over at TrueMark Financial.
All right. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate this portion of the program. Brought to you by Rite Aid. Get all of your favorite goods and all your scripts and all your meds at Rite Aid, your local neighborhood Rite Aid. By the way, I don't believe that players are going to be sneaking out.
Oh, yeah?
I don't believe that.
I think they bust out.
I don't.
How many of these players do you think have been to Brazil, though?
Not many.
That curiosity is going to kill you.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Definitely don't want to mess things
And
up.
Sao Paulo is different than Rio, right?
Yeah.
But let's go down to Rio de Janeiro. There he is, my man Vince from Philly Sports Trips.
What's up, guys?
True Fan Travel. The birds have landed in Brazil.
We're here.
The statue. Let me see it, Vince. Oh my God!
We got
Next
the
to
Philly sports guy and the Christ the
That's
Redeemer.
unbelievable.
We're doubling down.
Dude,
Hey,
that's
guys, we're having a great time
awesome,
here.
Man. Give me a chant. I need a
We're
chant.
gonna end on the chant. All right, ready? E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles.
Oh my God, this is
Hundreds
awesome.
of Eagles fans
Let me
here,
see
guys.
the statue, Vin. Let me
Can you
see
see
the
it back
statue.
there?
Higher. I need more. No.
Help me out. I can't see.
I need more.
There we go.
Yes.
There it is.
Redeemer statue with the Philly sports guy. In the
And I
front
didn't
in
even
the
have any
foreground.
caipirinhas yet.
That's fabulous.
Hey, there's a chapel up here, so we're gonna go do a prayer for the season, and we'll start with 1-0. How about that?
I love it. What's it like in Brazil, brother? What's it like in Rio?
Guys, what's it like here?
This is the best trip ever. I mean, y'all should be here, first of all. Y'all are missing out.
It's incredible, guys. Beach parties every day. We were at Sugarloaf, private breakfast. We're getting ready for the game, but Rio de Janeiro, it's a party all the time here, guys. A lot of fun.
Oh, my God. That's awesome. That's why you do. Nobody does trips like you, Vin. The Philly Sports Trips,
Hey,
True
man,
Fan Travel.
We got a good crew down here, Ant. We're excited to see Baldy tomorrow.
So when you guys go to Sao Paulo?
We leave on Thursday morning, so we'll head out there. We're at an all-inclusive resort, and then it's all about game day.
Is there tailgates? Like, what's the game day like?
We're just hanging out at the all-inclusive. There's pools, drinking, get on the bus, and head to the first game ever in South America.
Dude, this is unbelievable, man. The first of a season-long journey. Oh, my God. This is
ready.
amazing. Are there a lot
We
of
miss you, Ant. We're having a good time.
Are the people loving the Eagles?
The people are beautiful, man, and we're converting them little by little. We're getting more Eagles fans in Brazil.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, give me one more chant. One more chant.
All right, guys, we're going to do one more with the Christ. 1, 2, 3. E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
That's
Farewell
awesome.
from Brazil, guys. We got to get the train
Great
down
stuff,
the hill.
brother. Safe trip. Enjoy
Bye, guys.
it. Go Birds! Go Birds!
It's fun, crew.
Dude, how about that?
Love it.
In front of the statue.
Cristo Rey.
That's unbelievable. What's it called?
Well, I know in Colombia we call it Cristo Rey. In Cali we have a replica, not the original one in Rio de Janeiro. But
what's it like? Now listen, you're an expert on that continent. All right, your family's from Colombia,
sir.
What's the rivalry like? How's Brazil viewed? The largest country in South America. How's it viewed?
I think that everyone obviously knows how large it is, but I unfortunately don't think they have a good word around the world, let alone South America. It's always had like that, we know about the violence and the robberies that goes on there. But my family we really never talked about Brazil. But I think I think that's how everyone feels about it.
Have you ever been there?
No, never. I've only been to Colombia, fortunately.
Right. No, I mean, listen.
I definitely want to venture through South America for sure.
That's what you have any interest in South America?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I like a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do Cousin's show in Colombia one day.
Carnival. Yeah.
Oh, Carnival.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, is there a Carnival in Colombia?
well, every big city has like its own. Like in Cali, it's December. It's a Salsa Feria. In Medellin, it's the Rose Festival, el Desfile de los Flores, the Flower Festival, and that's the big one over there. Where it's not as Carnival is like it's got its own thing, right? It's like
It's supposed to be Bacchanal, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
it precedes Lent.
Yeah.
Like then you have the Lenten period, the chaste period for 40 days. So
you know how to party in South America though.
Yeah. I bet you do.
Dude, that scene. First of all, the chant, the people behind them are like, what are these lunatics chanting about?
The holy
you got the dude with his face painted up, like walking around
in front of the Christ statue.
It's like, Eagles fans are crazy.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Well, we are. Like, here's the amazing thing about it, right? And we started the show, and I this week I want to make it the theme. The Eagle fan is now thrust into the spotlight.
That's right, cuz.
Right? Like, it's
on the grand stage.
You know what's crazy is that it's cool to be an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
It is. Like, it's cool to be an Eagles fan. And guys, I can't stress, VG backs me up here. Like, you too, Skeeves. It was never cool to be an Eagles fan.
No.
It wasn't. It was like we were Eagles fans because that was our squad. It was our city. We love the team no matter what. Bleep y'all, right? Like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was never cool to be an Eagle fan. The Cowboys, they had all their crew.
Yeah.
The Niners had their crew. Steelers had their crew.
Oh, I went to school in Western PA. I had a deal. I was like a joke as an Eagles fan. I was a joke
but
out
I'm
there.
talking about like here. Like you had pockets, people from Philadelphia who forsake the Eagles to root for these other teams.
The New Yorkers who came down here to live here, and now they're beefing with us. Giants versus Eagles.
They forsake them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about the locals, man.
Oh, yeah.
The locals who went astray and they went and rooted for other teams because it wasn't cool to be an Eagle fan.
Yeah,
like when we were growing up in the 90s, it was cool to be a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Cowboys fan that you get that's really weird and I don't understand.
Captain Cowboy, all those guys, they would call me on the air.
I love Captain Cowboy. Hey, by the way, Edith checked in and said hello.
Edith!
Yeah. She was in the chat earlier.
We got to figure out a way.
That's
you got to
awesome.
send the chat how to reach us because we're going to have days like game day on Mondays and definitely Fridays at 10:30. We're going to do phone calls.
Yeah, definitely.
So we want to get your opinion on the games and going into it and doing chants. And I know Edith is probably, she's got her earrings. She's got these Eagle earrings.
Oh, that's sick.
That when I was doing the Andy Reid show and at Chickies and Pete's, she would come with the earrings.
She would always be all dressed
She
up.
first got it. She was like, look at my earrings, Anthony. They're new. And she had the Eagles earrings, the little birds. They were outrageous.
And like the chant, like I don't remember hearing the chant like this when we were kids.
No.
It was like this is a new thing to chant.
Well, didn't it start like the origins? Like the song was always been around, and the chant was around, but we didn't. It didn't come to the forefront until modern day.
Yeah, I feel like almost when the Eagles were good. And like the Phillies weren't, people would do it to be sarcastic or to be
2000.
Yeah. That might be when it started.
Well, we
gain its esteem.
weaponized the chant.
Yeah,
right. Like
that we did.
Yeah, we weaponized it, and like here's the thing: we can't. Like the chant should be used only for good. Right.
Yeah, I'm fine. I hated hearing it at other sporting events.
I didn't like it either when it
it's
was
used that way.
when we weaponized it against our other teams.
Yeah.
Like the chant should only be used for, and I didn't mind it if it was happened in something good happened at the other places.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like watching a Phillies game and hearing the Go Birds, like something like that when they're in,
well, with the EAGLES.
or that. Yeah, exactly.
No, it goes to Go Birds.
If the Phillies are down 10-0, you'll hear the Eagles chant pop out.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, there would be but back in the day, dude, that was a big deal. Like they would do that. They would the Phillies would be during the dark days.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, like in this 6th inning and they're losing, like he said, 10-0, and it would be like, hey, hey, gee, and then it all like reverberate around the ballpark.
Always.
Yeah, I am slightly on. I don't love it in the men's room either.
Yeah,
I hear
what
it
are
a
we
lot
doing,
in the
guys?
men's room when you're standing in
What's wrong
lines
with you?
there.
What's wrong with
I don't
that?
know.
I'm trying to do a number one in peace,
I'm
guys.
working on business. I don't need chants going on in the bathrooms.
At the game, like at the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, that's fine.
I don't need chants in the
I'll
bathroom.
do that.
Yeah, I got no problem with a chant in the
Just
bathroom.
trying to do my business, guys.
Yeah.
Why, you want silence?
Yeah, I like silence.
I mean,
A little water
well, let
running,
me ask
maybe.
you
A little
question.
ambient noise of some
Wait.
of
So
pond water
all of a
running.
sudden, like the Eagles had a long drive, they scored a touchdown. You go to the bathroom, and a dude next to you, oh, dude, how about that throw? That's off limits.
Dude next to me? Yeah,
No conversation?
No conversation.
wants
DG's definitely out
How
on
about
that.
conversation in the line?
Line, all right.
Leading up to the
Conversation.
urinal.
Yes.
But
yes.
you don't want
I don't want
urinal
conversation.
to urinal conversation?
No.
I got no problem with the urinal
Oh,
urinal
yeah?
conversation.
Like urinal
I have no problem with
It's
it.
me and my
Are
Zapata,
you
and we're doing
stage-
our business.
Are you a stage fright guy?
I am a stage fright guy.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
am.
There's your answer.
I'm one of
White.
those guys. It takes me a while once I'm up there to get going.
got
I'm like,
stage
oh,
fright.
After a couple
I'm so
brewskis,
afraid it's going to take forever.
it's
People
fun.
start yelling and stuff. Yeah, I'm a stage fright guy.
You have
I
a
need to
lot of
focus.
issues.
I don't need
You
to-
got issues.
I don't need
No
to hear you
wonder why.
talking to me about
You're not just
a flat
people
pants.
think you're just a burnout, right?
Do you prefer the stall over the urinal? If
No,
you can,
I
if
don't
you
take a
choose?
leak in the stalls. Get out of here. No, I'm a
if I
strong
have to,
urinal
I have
guy,
to.
but you know,
That's a stage
stage
fright move. Is going to the stall.
Like I'm trying to get the flow going. This guy's talking. Oh, just see that Kenneth Gainwell 3-yard run. No, I want to focus on.
What are you gonna focus on? Let it flow, bro.
Yeah, man.
Let it flow.
No.
Let it flow. I mean, I don't understand.
You never had urinal stage fright?
No.
You know, I'm the only one who gets urinal stage fright.
Who gets urinal stage fright? What is that?
Now when I got some pops in me, I'm good
Well,
to
yeah,
go.
man. Like, especially if it's a preventive. Be like, I had a few beers. I better go before I go back to my seat. And like, you don't have to go, but you're trying to do it like preventive, so you don't have to come running back. But yeah, you got to work it up. Get it up there. Yeah, man. Get
Phrasing.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, man. It's got to travel from the bladder down. You need to get the flow going, man.
Don't you go when you have to go? Like
I do when I have to go, but don't you ever go
when
like
you
that?
gotta go? It's like people ask me all the time. Do you go to? I go to bed when I'm tired. Like
Yes.
I sleep.
Yes.
Like when I don't go to bed at 10 o'clock if I'm not tired, because then I'm just sitting in bed and wasting
Thinking.
an hour.
Yes.
Like same thing with the bathroom. I don't go to the bathroom unless I know I gotta go.
Oh, see, like I'm like halftime. Let's try and go because I don't have to, but I know I'm going to have to. I don't want to have to go in the middle of the third
Like,
quarter.
how do you think about stuff like that?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Who
who
doesn't?
thinks about that? Watch the game.
Well, then you're missing parts
There's
of
a
the
game
third
plan.
quarter because you're like, I got to go now. But I was like, see,
Hold
I
it
went. I went.
Got to hold it in then. That's on you.
That's where you got to hold it in, man. He's right. Skeeves is right. That's when you got to use your powers.
That is not healthy holding it in. Don't listen to these guys. It's not healthy holding
It
in
is
your
not healthy.
Oh, you can
your
hold it
pee.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah, come
What's
on.
that going to
man.
do?
I don't know. After some brewskis, it's hard to hold that in.
All right, let's go with some nugs.
All right. Hey, this is not an official nug, but it's a stat. The other day was the 18th quality start from Aaron Nola this season.
Noah,
Yeah. What
come on, get Noah some love.
He's the only other pitcher in the
Take
National
Skate Dobbs,
League.
the only one who's been on it with this guy his whole career.
He has been a Nola guy the whole time.
His whole he
Yeah.
called him Dr. Freeze, which I always thought was a good nickname because early on he had some good stuff. He would a lot of called backwards
Having a
caves.
good-
Yeah, there's only one other pitcher in the National League with more quality starts than Aaron Nola, and that is Zach Wheeler.
Dude,
Never heard of that guy.
Dude, he's the greatest, man.
Right?
I mean, not for nothing. He's Halliday light.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Yeah.
Love the
I
sensation.
love Zach, man. When he
Yeah.
comes, he's just a stopper. Like you just always have faith in him.
You look forward to when he starts.
I do. I love watching Wheeler.
Yeah.
Wheeler Day.
And this is, I'm going to screw Andrew up too, because I think we should put up a picture of the uniforms for the Brazil game.
Okay.
They released them. Eagles went all black.
It's good reasoning.
Yeah.
Packers, they got their green. I guess Zach Berman had a little piece that the assistant GM of the Eagles, his name, I forget it right now, but I guess it was Jeffrey Lurie's idea. He was like, what's the local team's colors? And if we could make it work. Once he found out it was black, we'll go black, try and fit it in. Since it is technically a home game, What do you think, man? You like the black?
I thought the reasoning was good.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I get the idea.
Yeah.
We did this, 2 years ago or last year? We did the white and black with the
See,
black
I'm
helmets.
not, like, here's the thing. It doesn't look bad. Like, it looks cool. It looks fine.
It's not our colors.
But it's just not our colors.
Right. I get you.
Like, I understand, like, it's Brazil, it's special, and, you know, like that, I prefer that than the black jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Like, I like
It's a good
that
combo.
look better than the all black jersey.
Oh,
I know
yeah, 100%.
People love, like, you love the black jersey.
I love the black jersey.
But
I love the
I
black
don't
helmet.
like the black jersey. I'm a rare, I don't like it. It's not Eagles. We were never black.
I feel you on that.
To me, the color that we have forgotten is silver.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's
I
such
agree
a
with you.
good
Silver,
combo,
and
man.
silver's cool.
So cool.
If I were the Eagles, I would go heavy silver.
Yeah.
Silver is a cool, green and silver is a great combination.
Absolutely, guys.
What about the Kelly
Spot on.
Green style jersey, that eagle that you have on your head, in silver instead of the green?
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
sharp.
instead of the black.
Well,
Get rid of the black because black's not Eagles and make it silver.
I got
Green
one.
and
I got a new lid coming this week.
Oh.
Silver
No, you
with the
don't.
Kelly Green. Yeah.
I'm in on the silver.
Yeah.
I like that.
You had a whole hat fest.
I went out this weekend. I loaded up for the new season. Got a few new hats,
Gotta
man.
get some
Yeah.
hats.
What was the sale going on?
There was a sale around town. Yeah, I grabbed some stuff at Shive Sports, some stuff at Mitchell Ness. Yeah, it was a good weekend for that.
But real quick, before we move on from that Nug, because I do like the reason why they're doing it. Do you guys like them embracing Corinthians, a team that we're actually
Yes.
playing in? The,
Yeah,
I do like that.
But I'm dubious because I just see it as a money grab to sell more jerseys.
Probably.
I don't know.
I mean, listen, I got no
Brazil's a
problem with it.
pipeline.
Like, I'm not going to, listen, it's some of the business stuff, it just washes over me because it's just,
yeah.
it's,
Nick Foles chimed in. He tweeted out, "How awesome are the Eagles' black helmets?"
yeah,
I think they're cool.
everybody likes it.
Yeah.
I like them.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah.
I don't.
My only problem with that jersey is with the white jersey, the number is green. I think if you're going to do the black and white, you should stick with black and white and make the number black. Because if you're going to go with that sequence, you should have that sequence of just black and white.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not their colors, though.
I know, but they're going for that look. So
I don't know. I think
Just for
I
the-
like the I think the uniforms are cool. I mean, I thought. Listen, I don't disagree. I think the helmet's cool. The whole thing. It's a cool look. I get it. I'm just old school when it comes to that.
No, I gotcha. I like it.
A couple of this grinded my gears on the Phillies game the other night. There's Braves fans, first row. There's a whole family of them.
There's a lot of them in the city too. I
This
saw them
guy
walking
next
around.
to him yucking it up is like a dad and his kids. Who gave them those tickets? Their tickets should be revoked.
No, well, those first two rows are ownership, so they're they must be related to Braves ownership because Braves ownership gets tickets down there.
Braves ownership gets the first two.
Every opposition gets. There's a courtesy that they get tickets. Now I don't know.
There should be a rule.
Now those seats, they're Phillies owner, like Middleton.
Yeah.
Usually that's right behind those. Right behind there, which is odd. So he must have been
He's got to
piece of
step up.
ownership.
You know, we have all seen the Seinfeld where Elaine wears the Orioles hat in the owner's box with the Yankees. Like,
Well, normally he's
someone's
like
gotta
that.
Get them
I
off.
will tell you, I remember in the playoffs hearing that John said that, like, 'cause it's an MLB thing, it's a courtesy thing, right? It's not just, but it's like, yo, you got to show respect.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know who's not showing much respect for the Braves? Nick Castellanos' mom. The Braves put up the final score, and Mama Casty says, "Oh, just checking in to make sure you're recovering." Like
That's some
throwing
savage
that.
stuff, guys. Yo, Miss Michelle. you're the
Yeah,
best.
Mama Casty.
You're the best.
Yeah.
She's great on
cool.
Twitter.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
We love the Castellanos family.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they're great.
Of
You know,
course.
the kid is my man.
Yeah,
I
Liam.
mean, Liam is
Liam's
Great
super
kid.
he's the
cool.
best.
Yeah.
And I might be on an island at this one. Austin Hayes, 10th inning, did not move a runner. And when he runs off the field, he blows a bubblegum bubble. And I don't want to.
He recoils back, throws the ball, and as he throws it, instead of going forward, he goes back.
I'm out.
Bubble.
Okay,
I'm out.
so no, you're missing it.
I'm out.
You're missing it. That was a bubble in disgust.
No, we're a dip city. We're a dip city. I want no bubblegum bubbles.
Oh my
No,
god.
dude, that's a disgust bubble. It is.
No, there's no.
It's a disgust. Yes,
Bubbles
there is.
are happy.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Are you a gum chewer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you chewing gum.
I don't chew gum here. I've never seen you chew gum here.
I'm a gum chewer.
I've never seen you chew gum in
Oh,
here.
Well, we can't chew gum on air.
Always chews gum in here.
What's a disgust
I've never seen-
bubble?
You're like you blow the bubble.
No, it's
When you want to just spit the gum?
It's not an angry spit.
No, it's
That's
like you. Come on, if you chew, you never chew gum.
I've
no.
never chewed any gum.
I
get-
chew gum, but like I'm
No,
not
there's
doing
a disgust bubble.
Yeah, no, I get what
It's
he's saying.
true.
You
guys don't know about the disgust bubble. You're like you have that.
But that's not that reaction. It's a little
I'm
slow
telling you,
exhale.
that was he was disgusted. It was a disgust bubble.
I don't want to see
When you
the
have a little
bubble.
angst, you start doing stuff like that. You chew a little harder too. You make a little
Yeah,
crackling noise.
I get what you chew like
It's true.
The
Pete
hard
Carroll.
chew.
You
Yeah,
chew like
you
Pete
go-
Carroll.
And you blow a disgust bubble.
I never saw Pete Carroll do a
Yeah,
disgust
he does
bubble.
it all the time.
A disgust bubble?
Yeah, that's a big deal. The disgust bubble.
I would do hard chew, spit gum out.
I love
this.
No,
That would be
you
the
guys
breaking
spit
down
the
the
gum out.
bubbles.
You spit the gum out.
Exactly what he said.
No.
Yeah, poof.
No,
Yeah,
you're
it's
blowing
good.
the bubble out. You don't want you want to chew the gum. You don't want to spit the gum out.
It's
Unless it's
gallons
really
of gum in the
bad.
dugout. There's gallons of gum in the dugout. Spit that out.
All right,
I don't want to see a
we need
bubble.
a chat to clarify this. Do you guys use disgust bubble or not? Please let us know.
Missed the point.
Michigan State, Sparty. Watch a little of that this weekend. Carson Wentz on the team. You guys see this?
Yes, I did see this. It's so funny.
Carson Wentz is on Sparty. Look at that guy's jersey.
Dude, that can't be
Number
real,
83, Carson Wentz.
That's
not be real.
unbelievable.
Let's just say Carson Wentz was the 34th ranked long snapper in this class.
for him.
He's a long snapper on Michigan State.
So his last? It's a hyphenated Carson
Yeah,
Wentz.
it's like Evan Carson Wentz.
That's bizarre.
Did you guys see Antonio Gates' kid is on that team?
No.
Yeah, Antonio Gates Jr. He's on.
There's a lot. The second generation is fascinating.
I don't like this because I'm feeling old. All right, all these players I grew up watching.
There was never like now.
Yeah,
Never like now. The second generation is a great generation. It's
for
like
them.
interesting.
I mean, look at the NFL right now. You got Frank Gore, you got
Yeah,
Marvin
Jr.
Harrison, you
Yeah.
got
J.C.
Trotter.
Horn.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's fun.
People are saying this disgust bubble's real. Y'all are full of it. They're just kissing causes ass.
Yeah, you spit.
First of all, that never happens.
Disgust
Second of
bubble.
all, you never understood it.
Oh, I'm so
That's because you're
so disgusted. I want to blow a bubble.
Yeah, no, you spit.
No,
it
nobody
out.
talks like no one thinks like that.
It's the truth.
Ed Ray, hock the jaw on someone's shoe.
Spit that piece of gum out. Or
I
swallow
agree.
it.
I'm right with you.
Swallow it angrily.
It's the skis
Well, you
and
don't
the burnout.
swallow the gum.
Ooh, you making me so angry. I'm just gonna blow this bubble.
Get out of here. What the heck?
Yeah, I'm so disgusted by you.
baseball-
Hold on, let me blow a bubble.
Dude, baseball, you see it all the time. The disgust
I don't want
bubble.
to see it.
It-
You
it's
can't move
a
a runner,
part
no
of
bubbles.
it.
No bubbles.
Well, all right. If Larry Boa acknowledges the disgust bubble, will then you relent?
Austin Hayes is not Larry Boa. Larry Boa can do whatever he wants.
But you disbelieve that such a thing exists.
Yes.
So if Larry Boa tells you it exists, will you take it for what it is?
Probably not.
Larry Boa.
I love Boa. I love Boa
Mike Schmidt.
Schmitty, maybe. I don't think Schmidt threw. Boa, I could see doing a bubble.
Jay Utley.
Yeah. Give me Chase Utley. Tell me that he's blown a disgust bubble. He spit that gum out. He's not blowing a
Were
bubble.
they bubble gum guys though?
I don't know.
That's right.
Or were they
I
something else?
Dip was big.
Were they
No,
dead?
but Chase, I don't know.
Seeds?
I got to go,
They could be seeds.
When did Dip become
Most guys
popular?
are gum guys, though. There's a lot of gum guys. You could be gum and seeds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, seeds are strong.
Yeah, I'm
Strong
a
seeds good.
seedsman.
Oh, the seed
Hey, you
game.
spit the seeds
By
out.
the
You
way,
spit
the
seeds,
seed
yeah,
game is outrageous right now.
Yeah.
Because of like the kids, like I get my small all of it. Pizza seeds.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
pizza flavored seeds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
it's like
outrageous.
I'm a ranch guy.
Pepperoni,
Pepperoni
pizza seeds.
Bigs. Is
Yeah.
is,
Pepperoni?
Yeah, oh, they're delicious.
These kids are spoiled, cuz.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a question to
We
go.
just had salt, regular seeds.
I have a question to go along with the seed. Do you chew the entire seed or do you crack and spit?
I'm a crack and spit.
You crack and spit?
I don't eat the shell. You eat the shell?
I used to.
I get the flavor out and then spit it
chew the
out.
whole thing up.
No, it's all like it's
yeah.
all, I like a nice clean cut.
Yeah.
Like, spit.
Can you do that? Can you split the seed and get it out, or do you just chew it because you are problematic with it?
I can do it. Yeah, I know how to do that, but
It's too much work for skis.
Yeah.
I feel like you get more flavor when you chew it all up.
Minnesota, University of Minnesota missed a field goal, and
Gophers.
yeah, the stadium acted a little weird. The people who run the facilities here, they set off some fireworks after a missed field goal.
Oh my God.
That's rough, dude.
And I want to take this to this will go into the next one. In the Canadian Football League, have you seen this about kicking field goals?
No.
All right.
This is terrible.
So there's a walk-off field goal. I want you to watch this walk-off field goal. Let me know if you can see the ball path.
The walk-off Argo win. Iralau heading left.
Goes wide
Missed it,
left.
heads out.
Right.
But it's a
Walk-off.
single point, and it doesn't matter.
If you kick a field goal and it
The
misses,
walk-off
but it goes
Argo
through
win.
the end zone, you get a point.
Iralau heading left.
Dumb rule.
Canadian
Missed it,
Football
heads
League, so
out.
this is a walk-off missed field goal.
What?
That's terrible. Can you imagine losing like that?
No,
That's horrible.
That's
literally
dumb.
terrible.
It's so dumb.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Look, they're celebrating with the kicker. They're like patting him on the head and
Oh,
stuff.
I wouldn't even celebrate.
Yeah, that's a fugazi.
That's embarrassing.
I don't like. See, that's what I don't like when football gets messed like junky.
Yes.
See, that's funny because I did like what the AFL had. The narrow field goal and then the nets on the side. They could return it back. I thought that was a good little
Nah,
twist.
I don't like it. I don't know. That's horrible. I can't.
By the way, cuz, so I'm looking at all these flavors. It is insane what they have. There's a dill pickle one. There's a jalapeno hot salsa seeds. This is insane.
Yeah.
Old Spice or
No.
Old Bay, I meant.
Yeah.
This
No,
is insane.
seed game's unbelievable these days. These kids,
You kids
not only
got
do
good,
they
man.
have they all got the bats,
Yeah.
right? They have all their stuff. They got seeds.
There's a sweet and spicy that is really good.
I see it here. There's a spicy queso too.
Yeah, it sounds outrageous.
Man.
What else you got?
Mahomes' first 7 years versus Tom Brady's. Interesting. Someone compiled their stats. And Mahomes is far better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw it too, yeah.
Like his
not
passing
even
yards.
close.
No, it's not even close.
But he was also
In
throwing like
every
David Patton.
category.
No, he
Mahomes
didn't
is
have.
awesome.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot, and he also threw to his backs.
Yeah, Antoine
It
Smith.
was also a
Passing
very.
TDs. There's a 147 for Brady. 219 for Mahomes.
Yeah, but the game was way different.
I mean,
Like he played so long that he bridged the game.
you think that's
Yes. Dude, we even listen. I still think Mahomes is better.
Yeah.
I think Mahomes is the GOAT. I love Mahomes. He's my favorite
Right.
player. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen, bar none. But the game has changed. When Brady got into the league, you still ran the ball. Like even Andy Reid, right?
Yeah.
Look at Andy's offenses.
Oh yeah.
It was back out of the backfield,
Split backs.
tight end. It was different, man. It was the game itself was really quarterback play didn't elevate until Manning comes in, and like it was a different game.
It was.
Hey, Kate Red brings up. I thought I heard you say this real quick. Did you say Old Spice flavor? Or
I meant Old Bay.
All right,
Old Bay, yeah, I agree.
all right.
Old Bay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Oh
You
my
know, with the
God.
Old Spice.
No.
The Old Spice cologne. That's-
Flavor something.
You should never
Yummy.
wear it or eat it.
Unfortunately, some do.
All right. All right. That's going to do it for us today.
Football.
Today was Anthony's first day of high school.
Oh
man. Sad day. A little bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll be honest with you.
I know, cuz.
I was very sad today.
Cherish these moments.
My
cuz.
wife was crying. I was almost in tears. You know. It was beautiful. You know, it's a happy celebration. Anyway, it's going to do it for us. It's football week. Yes, we got you covered every day. So we're thrilled, man. Let's go on this great ride with us. Thanks for hanging, everybody. We love you guys. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, you got it, right? And subscribe to us, man. PHLY. All right. Welcome, Johnny Marks. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you in the morning.
like the mayor.